Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the arrival of the Honourable Datuk Patinggi Mohd Najib Tun Abdul Razak, the Prime Minister of Malaysia and the Patron of WIEF Foundation.
The Honourable Datuk Patinggi Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari, Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Chief Minister of Sarawak.
His Excellency Dr. Saad Eddine Othmani, Head of Government, Kingdom of Morocco.
His Excellency Djaffar Ahmed Said Hassani, Vice President of the Union of Comoros.
His Excellency Rustam Nurgaliyevich Minnikhanov, President, Republic of Tatarstan of the Russian Federation.
His Excellency Professor Bambang Permadi Somantri Brojonegoro, Minister of National Development Planning and Special Representative of His Excellency President Joko Widodo of Indonesia.
His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Juini, Vice President, Islamic Development Bank.
The Honourable Tun Musa Hitam, Chairman of the World Islamic Economic Forum. Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, everyone. Kindly be seated. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to all. Welcome to the 13th World Islamic Economic Forum or WIEF. We are a momentous occasion indeed. We are very lucky this year that the 13th WIEF is held here in Kuching, Sarawak, and this is the first time ever for Kuching to host WIEF. As the largest state in Malaysia and contributor to Malaysia's GDP, Sarawak is the perfect location to host the 13th WIEF.
Before we kick off this morning's opening sessions, please allow me to invite Tuan Haji Nordin Putit to recite Surah An-Nisa, verse 29 to 32. Ladies and gentlemen, Tuan Haji Nordin Putit.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل إلا أن تكون تجارة عن تراض ولا تقتلوا أنفسكم إن الله كان بكم رحيما ومن يفعل ذلك عدوانا وظلما فسوف نصليه نارا وكان ذلك على الله يسيرا إن تجتنبوا كبائر ما تنهون عنه نكفر عنكم سيئاتكم وندخلكم مدخلا كريما ولا تتمنوا ما فضل الله به بعضكم على بعض للرجال نصيب مما اكتسبوا وللنساء نصيب مما اكتسبوا واسألوا الله من فضله إن الله كان بكل شيء عليما صدق الله العظيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Tuan Haji Nordin Putit.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, across its 12 editions, WIEF has grown as a firm bridge between Muslim and non-Muslim business communities. It has accelerated collaborations as well as economic growth. To tell us more about its journey is the Honourable Tun Musa Hitam, the Chairman of the World Islamic Economic Foundation. Tun Musa, please.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum Good morning. Yang amat berbahagia Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak, Prime Minister of Malaysia, His Excellencies, the Head of Government of Morocco, President of Tatarstan, representatives of governments and the Islamic Development Bank, the Chief Minister of Sarawak, ministers, distinguished members of our International Advisory Panel, Vice President of Comoros, sponsors and role players, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We are gathered here today in this quaint and beautiful city of Kuching to participate in the 13th World Islamic Economic Forum. In doing so, let me at the outset wish you all a most sincere welcome and a hearty thank you for coming from far and wide. The honor and the encouragement that are symptomatic with your presence are so invaluable to us within the WIEF community. In conveying our thanks and appreciation, special mention must be made of, firstly, our Prime Minister, Datuk Seri Najib, who, as far as I can remember, since you assumed office as Prime Minister, had never missed gracing any of our past fora. And in spite of being out of the ordinarily busy, we hear, sir, that you are organizing an election, it's around the corner. In spite of that, you, sir, still go out of your way to be with us. So thank you very much. Secondly, YAB, the Chief Minister of Sarawak, for his unstinting support and initiative to persuade us to choose Sarawak as the venue of this forum. And thank you, YAB, and thanks to all your officers led by your able deputy, and this is not in any way a recommendation of politics, your very able deputy, YB Dato' Ama Awan Tengah, to make us all feel welcome. Thank you. And lastly, lest we forget, I would also like to acknowledge the presence of Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi, former Prime Minister of Malaysia, who actually was the founder of the WIEF. Welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, at this WIEF, we chose the theme Disruptive Change, Impact and Challenges. Let me begin by saying the obvious, as you've often heard, and what I'm going to say is simply that we live in a very, very, very fast, ever-changing world. The days that witnessed changes from the telegram to the fax, to the email, to Facebook and Twitter, to machines that respond to human voice these days are getting shorter and shorter. Nowadays, literally before you get to comprehend a new gadget, another gadget is looking over your shoulder and even talking to you, even in Chinese and Greek. And before you know it, these, what I call things, would be replacing us and telling us whatever to do. For instance, as an example, we human beings love driving a car. But this thing says, no, you are not driving anymore. I'll drive, says the thing. The thing to me is everywhere, with an ever-widening reach. And I'm, of course, talking about machines, gadgets, and robots, which are speedily acquiring artificial intelligence. Debates already are raging as to whether these developments threaten jobs, or even in the end, threaten human lives on planet Earth. Artificial intelligence will take over in the end, they say, and humanity allegedly will be serving robots and machines rather than the other way around, as a pre-end to human civilization. In order to face these disruptive changes, though, we need to be proactive. We need to be innovative. And we have continuously to educate ourselves to face the impacts and challenges ahead. I need to emphasize education here since, to my mind, any policy or strategy on education that is not in sync with the very fast developments taking place would surely result in long-term deprivation and disaster. Ladies and gentlemen, it is evident, as represented by you all as attendees today, that we all are working hard with determination not to be left out of all the technological and digital advancement that are whizzing past us around amongst us these days. In such an environment, we need to ensure that we learn everything, positives as well as negatives, so that the end objectives of human survival ensuring what we know as the good life for humanity are achieved. This means, might I remind you, that we need also to ensure that this digital economy we are all striving for would not and could not be considered successful unless discussions and actions to be taken are interlinked based on the principles of sustainable development. And for humanity to survive, these interlinkage between the digital economy and the green economy needs always to be a precondition, personally to me and to my mind, a precondition to any discussion on our future. Let us then hear ourselves. Let us interact And let us listen to ideas to create and innovate as we go along. And let us look constructively at the impacts and challenges before us. And, ladies and gentlemen, at this 13th World Islamic Economic Forum, we should try to cross the boundaries and build the bridges and cross the bridges that separate us in order to connect ideas with practical knowledge and application. This, in our humble submission, is the WIEF's modest contribution to our own survival universally, irrespective of race, color, or creed, or boundaries. May all of us succeed, inshallah. And thank you.
Thank you so much, the Honourable Tun Musa Hitam, for setting the stage for the 13th WIEF.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and now it is my pleasure to invite the Honourable Datuk Patinggi Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, the Chief Minister of Sarawak, to put the spotlight on Sarawak's ambitions in Malaysia and within the context of the global economy, the set that the backdrop for the 13th WIEF. Chief Minister, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning. The Right Honourable Datuk Patinggi Mohamed Najib bin Tun Abdul Razak, Prime Minister of Malaysia, His Excellencies, Presidents, Heads of Government, and distinguished guests, the Honourable Tun Musa Hitam, Chairman of WIEF Foundation, Yang Berbahagia Tun Abdullah Badawi, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome everyone to this 13th World Islamic Economic Forum, WIEF, in this Kuching city, the capital city of Sarawak, which is also known as the City of Unity. I am delighted to see many country leaders, leading industry players and innovators, investors, academicians, and professionals from all around the world congregate here for this auspicious event. I am truly honored that Sarawak has been chosen to host this 13th edition of the World Islamic Economic Forum. I would like to record my deepest appreciation, especially to the Right Honourable Datuk Patinggi Mohamed Najib bin Tun Abdul Razak, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, who is also the patron of the WIEF Foundation, as well as to the Honourable Tun Musa Hitam, the Chairman of WIEF Foundation, for their trust in the Sarawak government to host this prestigious event. I am pleased that WIEF has chosen the theme Disruptive Change, Impact and Challenges for this year's forum in Sarawak. The theme is very timely and well aligned to our aspiration to transform our economy, capitalizing on digital economy. As the Chief Minister of Sarawak, I have personally driven our efforts to leapfrog the state development through the digital economy. I believe the digital economy will generate new jobs and opportunities for our entrepreneurs by creating greater efficiency in the way we do business. The enhancement in our economy will accelerate the growth, increase our wealth, and turn Sarawak into a developed and high-income state by 2030, inshallah. Disruptive change in the form of technological advancements have transformed our lives, creating new opportunities and altering conventional industries. Sarawak is not spared from this disruptive change, and we must equip ourselves with necessary skills and knowledge to face the impacts and challenges brought about by disruptive change. However, on a positive note, the opportunity brought about by this disruptive change has leveled the playing fields in the technology and economic sectors. The advent of new disruptive technologies also breaks the dominance of existing products and businesses while providing room for new products to be successful. I strongly believe the Sarawak economy needs to be further diversified as well as to be transformed to achieve this vision. Digital economy will be a strong platform and a catalyst for Sarawak to reach out to global business community as well as to forge international collaboration. The government of Sarawak will do everything possible to transform Sarawak into a digital economy powerhouse. Through this forum, I hope that we can discuss ways and means, identify opportunities and solutions, as well as forging collaboration that are beneficial to all. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Sarawak is strategically located between the eastern region and the western region of the world. Being an integral part of a fast developing nation, Sarawak over the years has been able to position itself as one of the most attractive investment destinations in the ASEAN. While other parts of the world are facing geopolitical tensions and humanitarian crises, our nation, Malaysia, as well as Sarawak, has been able to maintain peace and harmony. This stability has been our linchpin over the years in developing the state. Sarawak is endowed with vast natural resources, agricultural land, fisheries, and minerals. In addition, we have modern and reliable infrastructure and utilities with efficient and business-friendly government. We also have young, productive, diligent, and English-speaking trainable workforce. Sarawak's labor force can provide educated, skilled, semi-skilled, and young workers to meet the needs of a high-technology business environment. Sarawak has safe, clean, and pleasant working and living conditions. Standard of living have improved significantly, over the past 2 decades, and foreign investors and their families can be assured of a high quality life. With all modern facilities and amenities, visitors from abroad will find it easy to blend in with the local community and adapt to the culture. With the support and cooperation of the state and federal government, domestic and international cooperation sectors, Sarawak not only can realize its full development potential, but can also play an important role as the key hubs for regional cooperation and economic integration in the region. In order to further accelerate economic growth in Sarawak, we had also set up our own Development Bank of Sarawak, established our own petroleum company, and formed the Sarawak Multimedia Authority. I would like to express my gratitude again to WIEF for including Sarawak as one of the many cities lined up as hosts in the past, including Kuwait, Jakarta, Astana, London, and Dubai. I would like to take this opportunity to thank again all leaders and the delegates for making time to be in Kuching, and we hope to welcome you back to Sarawak in the near future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the Honourable Datuk Patinggi, Dr. Abang Haji Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg.
And now, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to invite the Honourable Datuk Patinggi Muhammad Najib Tun Abdul Razak, the Prime Minister of Malaysia and patron of the WIEF Foundation, to officially open the 13th WIEF. Please put your hands together to welcome the Honourable Datuk Patinggi Muhammad Najib Tun Abdul Razak.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wa bihi nasta'een. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And a very good morning. Distinguished guests, distinguished leaders, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to join you at this 13th World Islamic Economic Forum. Since its inception in 2003, the forum has gone from strength to strength, and I'm truly delighted to see many leaders and guests present here this morning. Let me firstly thank Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari Tun Openg, Chief Minister of Sarawak, for supporting this event in hosting this year's forum in Kuching, and for the wonderful Sarawak hospitality extended to all the leaders and participants attending over the coming days. Thank you, Abang Jo. I would also like to recognize the presence of Yang Amat Berbahagia Tun Abdullah Badawi, founder of WIEF, and also happens to be my very supportive immediate predecessor. By the way, the other predecessor wants to force a disruptive change. But don't worry, he won't succeed because Sarawak is not for him. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not here to talk about politics. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme for this year's forum, Disruptive Change, Impact and Challenges, is a topical and, might say, a very appropriate one, Tun, for choosing this theme. I know that in the context of this forum, it refers to business, it refers to technology, It refers to the economic landscape and especially the role that science, new ideas are playing in an increasingly fast and changing world. But allow me, ladies and gentlemen, since I've just returned from the APEC and ASEAN summits, where amongst a very wide range of issues, we did discuss the challenges of the fourth industrial revolution. I can't help but think of how the term disruptive change applies to what has been happening in many parts of the Muslim world. We have witnessed continued death and destruction in Iraq and Syria, the temporary occupation of Marawi by terrorists linked to Daesh, and a humanitarian tragedy of the highest order in a Rakhine state. The scale of suffering and strife that has taken place cannot be allowed to go unchecked. All of us across the international community, and indeed the Islamic world, we have a role to play. And I'm pleased to see that Malaysia's efforts on behalf of the Rohingyas have begun to yield positive results. At the 31st ASEAN Summit in Manila, just concluded a week ago, Myanmar State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi gave her word that she was committed to finding a solution to the crisis in Rakhine, measures that she would not commit to at the previous summit in April. Furthermore, following the ASEAN-US summit, which also concluded recently, the nations present committed ourselves to curtailing the threat of terrorism and violent extremism through information sharing and law enforcement cooperation. These are measures Malaysia has long called for, and I'm pleased that our efforts at fighting Daesh have been recognized around the world. I am firm in my view that we must be relentless in dealing with these challenges. As Muslims, we are enjoined to fight injustice and evil, and this is a sacred duty that we are tasked with. But ladies and gentlemen, there are also causes for optimism. According to the Thomson Reuters report on the state of the global Islamic economy 2016-2017, the Islamic economy, which it defines as consisting of halal food, Islamic finance, halal travel, modest fashion, halal media and recreation, and halal pharmaceuticals and cosmetics, is projected to reach a massive $3 trillion by 2021. By the way, I'm wondering what halal travel means, but anyway, that's... The report also says that Islamic finance assets are projected to have a market size of $3.5 trillion by the same year. Furthermore, in the period up to 2021, it predicts growth in the Organization of Islamic Conference countries to be more than double that of the advanced economies. In the report, they also took a survey of Islamic economy industry participants, and the results were encouraging. 69% of the sector's performance was either good or excellent, and 86% said they were either optimistic or very optimistic about its prospects. When you consider that 83% also said that religion was very important to them, it is obvious that this is a sector that offers huge opportunities, and it is one that none of us should neglect. Here in Malaysia, as recognized by the report, we have made a deliberate and strategic effort to capitalize on these opportunities. In their Global Islamic Economy Indicator, which measures a total of 73 countries, Malaysia was awarded first place with a score of 50% higher than second place country, the UAE. In the 6 subsections, Malaysia was also first placed for Islamic finance, and second place for halal travel, and halal pharmaceuticals and cosmetics. Malaysia was recognized as the best developed ecosystem for economic finance and having the strongest regulatory framework. The report also cites a Pew Research Center study that projects the world's Muslim population to grow at around twice the rate of non-Muslim population, meaning that by 2030, 29% of the world's youth will be Muslims. This is a very significant percentage of the young consumers market, and we must ensure that we reap this demographic dividend. In order to do so, governments will have to be responsible, and governments have to be responsive to disruptive change. Sometimes that will mean instigating it, as you could say that Malaysia did when we introduced our goods and services tax. It would have been easier not to do so, as what appears to be a new tax, even though it simply replaced an old one, can seem to be a disruption. We knew it wouldn't be popular, but it would have been irresponsible not to have brought in GST. It's not just that we needed to widen the tax base, which is one reason why over 160 countries around the world have implemented GST, or have a form of GST, including, I believe, in January next year, the GCC countries will introduce GST. It is also that with the plunge in the price of oil, GST saved us. Those in opposition who say that they want to get rid of GST are deceiving the people and deploying fantasy economics. In the 21st century, governments and countries cannot just stand still and carry on doing things the old way. Responsible governments must change policies as circumstances change for the well-being of the people. If we do not adjust our policies, our nation loses its competitive edge and gets overtaken by other countries. We cannot and must not allow that. We knew that if we are to achieve our goal of becoming a high-income status nation by 2020, we had to make changes, bold changes. That is true leadership. Now, ladies and gentlemen, some people might say that we've already made plenty of changes and that we are seeing the results. Hasn't the Economic Transformation Program, which we introduced in 2010, already brought 2.26 million new jobs, raised gross national income by nearly 50%, kept inflation and unemployment low, and put us on the path to reducing the deficit from 6.7% in 2009 to 3% this year? It has, along with the efforts of millions of hardworking Malaysians, indeed, it has done so. But as I say, even though we have registered years of healthy growth, and our third quarter GDP growth has just come in at 6.2%, we cannot stand still. For what we face now is the disruptive change of the fourth industrial revolution. In order to benefit and be at the forefront of that, our education system must be revamped to prepare for what will swiftly be a very, very different world. We must equip our young people with higher order thinking skills so that they are open-minded, creative and innovative, and ready to adapt to the jobs that aren't yet even in existence today. Sadly, much of the Muslim world lacks investment in the right kind of quality education. Indeed, there is a vast amount of people who don't even have access to basic necessities like water, healthcare, even basic education. This is a huge challenge for the Ummah and reminds us that we must always put our peoples at the heart of our policies. In Malaysia, we are fortunate because of the peace and stability we have long enjoyed, and because of the government's long-term planning, we are ready for disruptive change. That is why, in line with our aim of becoming one of the top 20 economies in the world by 2050, through our National Development Initiative, Transformasi Nasional or TN50, the government is placing a special focus on innovation and creativity. And why we have championed science, technology, engineering, and maths, coding and computer science, and technical and vocational training. That is why we formulated the Malaysia digital policy, as we know that the digital economy is a key driver of our growth, and we aim for it to contribute 20% of our GDP by 2020, if not earlier. And that is why we have recently become the first country in the world outside China to establish a digital free trade zone. We will provide physical and virtual zones to facilitate SMEs to capitalize on the exponential growth that we are seeing in the internet economy and in cross-border e-commerce. As it is, Malaysia has risen to become one of the leading e-commerce markets, generating revenues of $2.3 billion last year alone. But our ultimate aim is for the digital free trade zone to help transform Malaysia into the regional e-commerce hub. At the same time, we must not be complacent. We too have some way to go. The crux is the right kind of education. And we must never lose sight of the necessity to adequately prepare our youth for a world which is transforming faster than we could ever imagine. Ladies and gentlemen, disruptive change is coming. We cannot avoid it. In fact, we must embrace it. But we should also recognize that periods of major change are not easy for everyone. It is incumbent on us to ensure that as we change and as our economies grow, these transformations are conducted in an inclusive way. As we speak of the fourth revolution, I'm reminded of the fourth successor of our Prophet Mohamed, Imam Ali, who instructed the Muslims, rear your children for a time different from your own, end of quote. We heed this teaching by providing support and training for those whose jobs may be displaced by new technology, and by providing assistance for those who, through no fault of their own, may be in danger of being left behind. Our eagerness to build the societies, to build cities of the future, must be matched by our compassion. For we as Muslims should know above all the importance of community and our duties to our fellow men and women. Ladies and gentlemen, while discussing the advent of the fourth industrial revolution and disruptive change, Malaysia recognizes the need to preserve the sustainability of the environment for future generations. We strongly support the notion of a green economy as being an integral to our development. Economic growth and development must not be at the expense of the precious ecosystems as we are charged by the Creator himself with looking after. As his Khalifas, God appointed us as custodians of the earth. There should be no debate on this divine mandate, especially on this beautiful island of Borneo. I propose that it is high time for efforts to be stepped up by the three countries that share this island, namely Indonesia, Brunei, and Malaysia, and for us to enhance collaboration in promoting the green economy, including green technology and wildlife conservation. Malaysia would be very happy to facilitate further discussions on this proposal within the framework of an appropriate forum involving the countries concerned. I am confident that our collective efforts would be applauded domestically and by the international community. I wish to congratulate Tun Musa Hitam and his team for putting together another exciting WIEF. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all a very productive forum. And with Bismillah Rahman Rahim, I have great pleasure in declaring the forum open. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam. Thank you, the Honourable Datuk Patinggi Muhammad Najib Tun Abdul Razak. If you could kindly proceed to the launch console, which is on the left side of the stage.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon the Honourable Patinggi Dr. Abang Haji Rahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Chief Minister of Sarawak, and also the Honourable Tun Musa Hitam, Chairman of WIEF, to the launch console to perform the launch gambit. The Prime Minister will place his right palm on the device, the launch pad.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 13th WIEF, Disruptive Change, Impact and Challenges. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I shall now hand over the opening session to the Honourable Datuk Patinggi Muhammad Najib Tun Abdul Razak, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, to moderate the Special Addresses by Leaders session. Dipersilakan.
Thank you. I have to work overtime today. Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, as you know, technology, rapid growing reach facilitates automation of a variety of jobs. But technology is a two-edged sword. It is both a boon and a bane. It causes concern in a few countries, such as unemployment, and for people to be making the transition, people who might be displaced because of the new technologies. Countries are widely impacted, especially by artificial intelligence. AI permeates our everyday lives, and on a global level, the economy. Discussing its impact, the positive and otherwise, and how, above all, how do we prepare for the challenges due to the effects of destructive change. That is why the raison d'etre for us to be here at this World Islamic Economic Forum in Kuching. The theme of the 13th WIEF, Disruptive Change, Impact and Challenges, is most apt for us to move forward together in this fast-changing time. We are pleased to have the presence of His Excellency Dr. Saad Eddine Al Othmani, Head of Government of Morocco. And I did ask His Excellency, does it mean you're also the Prime Minister? Because you're Head of Government. He said, yes. But he doesn't use the nomenclature Prime Minister, but Head of Government of Morocco. Morocco impressively leads in science, technology, and innovation in Africa, with over 10 million internet users out of a population of 35 million. It passed the internet milestone. Furthermore, Morocco is rapidly turning into one of the favorite venues for companies that want to test fresh ideas and has launched an ambitious strategy to reduce its greenhouse gas emissions and focus on energy sector. By 2030, Morocco aims to cover 52% of its energy needs with renewable energy. I hope His Excellency Dr. Saad will share Morocco's innovation strategy that was established to develop domestic demand for innovation, foster public-private linkages, and introduce innovative funding mechanisms for entrepreneurs, including startups and industrial enterprises. May I now call upon His Excellency to deliver his address.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه. أصحاب السعادة. I speak Arabic. أصحاب السعادة، المندوبون الموقرون، الضيوف الكرام، سيداتي سادتي، إنه لمن دواعي سروري أن أتقدم باسم الشخصي ونيابة عن المملكة المغربية بالشكر الجزيل لدولة ماليزيا، وأخص بالذكر معالي السيد الوزير الأول محمد نجيب تون عبد الرزاق لاستضافتها لهذا المنتدى الإسلامي ذي البعد الاستراتيجي الهام. وإن احتضان ماليزيا لهذه التظاهرة لدليل على الأهمية التي توليها هذه الدولة الشقيقة لقضايا العالم الإسلامي وتطلعات شعوبه. وأتوجه أيضاً بالشكر الجزيل للجنة المنظمة للدورة 13 من المنتدى الاقتصادي الإسلامي العالمي، وخاصة إلى معالي السيد تون موسى هيتام رئيس مؤسسة المنتدى الاقتصادي الإسلامي العالمي، وإلى معالي رئيس وزراء سراوك معالي الدكتور أبانغ حاجي عبد الرحمن جوهري بن تون داتوك، وإلى معالي الدكتور بندر الحجار رئيس مجموعة البنك الإسلامي للتنمية. وإنه لمن دواعي السرور أن أفتتح معكم السيد الرئيس والسادة الرؤساء الدورة 13 لهذا المنتدى الذي تتشرف بحضوره ثلة من القادة والمسؤولين السياسيين والكفاءات العلمية والفعاليات الاقتصادية والإسلامية من مختلف أنحاء المعمور. السيدات والسادة، إن حضور المملكة المغربية من خلال مشاركة وفد هام من أقصى مغرب العالم الإسلامي لبرهان على قوة وشائج الأخوة والتضامن التي تجمعنا. وإن المغرب كان وما زال شديد الحرص على العمل المشترك في القضايا المصيرية للمسلمين، وهو ما سبق وأكد ودعا إليه جلالة الملك محمد السادس ملك المغرب في عدة خطب، في عدة مناسبات، في عدد من المؤسسات، وعلى وجه الخصوص في اجتماعات منظم التعاون الإسلامي بصفته رئيساً للجنة القدس الشريف. أيها السيدات والسادة، إنه غني عن البيان أن عالم اليوم يشهد تغيرات كبيرة شديدة الأثر تتسم بطابع المفاجأة، كما قد تحمل في طياتها تحولات جذرية. وبالتالي فإن موضوع هذه الدورة المنظمة تحت شعار التغير المزعزع أو التغيرات الكبرى، الآثار والتحديات، هي في انسجام واتساق تامين مع هذه التطورات التي نشهدها. وإن هذه التغيرات أيضاً تشمل جميع مناحي الحياة، من تطورات تكنولوجية، من تغيرات للبيئة وندرة المياه، نضوب الموارد الطبيعية، تحولات ديموغرافية كبيرة، اتساع رقعة وأسباب الهجرة، الحروب في كثير من الأحيان والنزاعات الإقليمية، الإرهاب وتأثيره على كل ذلك. هذه إذن جزء من هذه التحديات التي تؤدي إلى هذا التغير المزعزع، وهي تتجاوز الكيانات الوطنية، تتجاوز الدول، وتأخذ طابعاً دولياً عاماً، وتستلزم إرادة جماعية لمواجهتها ولحسم هذه التحديات عن طريق قرارات حاسمة، وعن طريق إنجازات ملموسة، وعن طريق تعاون قوي. إنها إذن مسؤولية جماعية ملقاة على عاتقنا، ونرجو من الله التوفيق والسداد لأدائها حقها. أيها السيدات والسادة، إن الدول الإسلامية حكومات وشعوباً مطالبة أكثر من أي وقت مضى إلى مضاعفة الجهد من أجل أولاً الحفاظ على الاستقرار، الحفاظ على الأمن، تحمل الصدمات وتحمل الأزمات. ثانياً استباق آثار وتحديات هذا التغير المزعزع الآتي. فيما يخص الحفاظ على الاستقرار، أريد أن أؤكد أن المملكة المغربية دولتي بلدي، والذي يتقاسم معكم بعض الإصلاحات التي ذكرتموها السيد الرئيس، عمل على هذا المستوى من خلال أولاً أنه تفاعل تفاعلاً إيجابياً متميزاً مع الربيع الديمقراطي الذي شهدته منطقتنا، المنطقة العربية، منطقة شمال إفريقيا والشرق الأوسط، وكانت تحولات كبيرة. فعمل المغرب على أن يتفاعل معها تفاعلاً إيجابياً حفظ معه استقراره، وقام في نفس الوقت بعدد من الإصلاحات المهمة. ثانياً الحفاظ على التوازنات الاقتصادية الكبرى وتحسين مناخ الأعمال. وهنا أريد أن أذكر بأن الاقتصاد المغربي حافظ باستمرار على أدائه بوصفه الاقتصاد الخامس في إفريقيا منذ سنة 2000، وذلك بمواصلة تحسين مناخ الأعمال، وانتقل من الرتبة على مدى 8 سنوات من الرتبة 128 في سنة 2010 إلى الرتبة 69 حالياً في مؤشر ممارسة الأعمال doing business. وتكريس نفس التوجه، فقد التزمت الحكومة المغربية الحالية التي أتشرف برئاستها من تمكين المغرب من ولوج دائرة الاقتصادات 50 الأولى عالمياً سنة 2021 في مؤشر doing business. وقام المغرب في نفس الوقت ثالثاً بإصلاحات اقتصادية كبرى وإصلاحات سياسية واجتماعية مهمة إرادية لمصلحة الشرائح الكبرى من الشعب المغربي. لكن على الرغم من كل ذلك فإن هناك تحديات كبيرة مطروحة أمامنا. هناك أولاً جودة التعليم، القفزة إلى العالم المعاصر، إلى العالم الرقمي، إلى التكنولوجيات الحديثة، رفع مستوى التعليم ليكون في مستوى هذه التحديات، وهذا ما نشتغل عليه حالياً في بلدنا. ثانياً تحسين وتدبير تحدي ندرة المياه. فالمغرب مثل عديد من الدول التي تشهد تأثيرات تغيرات المناخ تعرف تراجع في المياه وفي التساقطات المطرية، وهذا ما يستدعي استراتيجيات طموحة وشجاعة لمواجهة هذه الندرة. ثالثاً على مستوى التنمية المستدامة وعلى مستوى الطاقات المتجددة وضع المغرب أهداف طموحة لتحقيقها في القريب، ومن بينها رفع نسبة الاعتماد على الطاقات المتجددة في إنتاج الكهرباء إلى 42% سنة 2030، وهذا هدف طموح أدى إلى وضع مشاريع كبرى في الطاقات الريحية، في الطاقات الشمسية، والتي يمكن أن تؤدي إلى هذا الهدف الطموح في القريب. هناك أيضاً استثمار جميع الفرص المتاحة من التمويلات البديلة والتمويلات الإسلامية والتي ولجها المغرب أخيراً. وإن كنت أنا أتقاسم مع السيد الرئيس الأصفار الحلال إلى حد الساعة لا أعرف معناها أنا أيضاً، ولكن ربما بعض الحضور يشرح لنا هذه الأصفار الحلال، لأن الأصفار كلها حلال، لأن السعي في الأرض هذا جزء من مهمة المسلم ومن عمل المسلم. السيدات والسادة، إن الدورة الحالية لهذا المنتدى فرصة للتأكيد على أنه يجب على العالم أن يسير في طريق الانفتاح، في طريق التعاون، في طريق التضامن بشكل أفضل، في طريق الاستجابة لانتظارات الشعوب عن طريق تبني الاستراتيجيات المعاصرة والتكنولوجيا المعاصرة والانتقال إلى العالم الرقمي بسرعة وقبول هذا التحدي. وإننا كما قلتم السيد الرئيس كمسلمين أولى أن نكون في مقدمة هذا الركب وأن نستفيد منه وأن نفيد أيضا العالم مما يمكن أن ننتجه نحن في مجاله. ولن يتحقق ذلك إلا من خلال تعميق الحوار، تبادل الأفكار والتجارب الناجحة، هذا من بين الأمور التي يفيد فيها مثل هذه المنتديات ومثل هذه المؤتمرات. في الختام أتمنى لهذا المنتدى كل النجاح، وأتوجه بالشكر إلى جميع الذين نظموا والذين شاركوا في إنجاح هذا المنتدى، وكذلك لجميع الحاضرين شكرا جزيلا، وأتمنى لكم منتدى موفق بإذن الله. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، وشكرا على الاهتمام.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saad, for your interesting intervention. I can conclude that what Morocco is undergoing is a quiet form of Arab Spring, if you like. not the disruptive and violent form of Arab Spring as experienced by the other North African countries. But yet, Morocco is reforming, yet Morocco is making changes, yet Morocco is delivering for its people. So, thank you, Dr. Saad. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to welcome His Excellency Djaffar Ahmed Said Hassani, Vice President of Comoros. In these past few years, Comoros has progressed significantly in terms of economy, as well as trade, and smartly, its government decided to invest in nature. It is because conservation can play a strategic role in the country's broader development plans. It is a commendable move because protecting the diverse ecosystem is an investment not only in prosperity and safeguards them from the impact of climate change, but also in a country's peace. May I now call upon His Excellency Djaffar Ahmed Said Hassani to share with us the perspective of Comoros on the investment strategy that sustains livelihood, food, and water security. Excellency, you have the floor.
Je vais parler en français, comme c'est un forum international, on va changer de langue. C'est en français maintenant. Excellence, Monsieur le Premier ministre, Excellence, Monsieur le Président de WIEF, Excellence, chef de gouvernement de Sarawak, Messieurs les membres de délégation, chers frères, chères sœurs, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. J'adresse au nom de tous les participants à cette conférence et au nom de la délégation de l'Union des Comores, l'expression de nos remerciements les plus sincères et de notre profonde gratitude au gouvernement et peuple malaisien pour les excellentes dispositions prises en vue de cette réunion et qui ont eu le plus grand impact sur son succès. Nous saluons tout de même l'accueil cordial et la généreuse hospitalité dont tous les participants ont été l'objet. Je voudrais féliciter le chef de gouvernement malaisien, dirigé par son Excellence Mohamed Najib bin Abdul Razak, pour avoir bien voulu abriter cette importante réunion du Forum économique islamique mondial et lui adresser les vifs remerciements de son Excellence, son président Azali Assoumani, président de l'Union de Comores, dont je représente ici. Cette initiative atteste l'engagement de la Malaisie dans la coopération internationale et dans la promotion de la paix et du développement dans le monde en général et dans les pays musulmans en particulier, sachant que la paix rime avec développement. Chers participants, le fait que le premier forum économique islamique tenu en 2005 à Kuala Lumpur, ici en Malaisie, a rassemblé 400 participants et que le dernier, organisé en août 2016 à Jakarta, a vu affluer 4080 participants et plusieurs chefs d'État et que celle-ci exprime plus d'engouement, montre combien ce forum constitue un espoir et attire la curiosité des décideurs de nos pays. Je me réjouis de prendre part à ce rassemblement mondial avec principale valeur l'ouverture, la tolérance et le développement de l'échange entre les différents experts et leaders économiques et se penchant sur des initiatives à fort impact. Je vais parler de l'économie numérique. Le Forum économique islamique mondial constitue en quelque sorte le trait d'union économique des pays islamiques, mais à une échelle qui donne la part belle au PMI au lieu des gros comptes et des multinationales. Loin de toute considération ou agenda politique, cette réunion demeure une large plateforme d'échange qui met en liaison des entreprises de pays islamiques et autres, suivant le principe que le business n'a pas de frontières. Permettez-moi, chers participants, de rappeler aujourd'hui nos pays musulmans deviennent petit à petit synonymes de pays en guerre ou en conflit, malheureusement. Les guerres et les conflits en Irak, en Libye ou en Syrie, au Yémen ou au Mali, au Soudan, entre autres, ont touché des dizaines de millions de personnes, provoquant un désastre humanitaire sans précédent. Avec la pauvreté et les conséquences du changement climatique, elles sont à l'origine des drames humanitaires et des flux migratoires que connaît le monde. Nous sommes témoins aujourd'hui de la mort de plusieurs milliers de migrants à travers le désert. Mais d'autres pays musulmans, n'ayant jamais connu la guerre, vivent aussi la pauvreté et nous ne pouvons pas rester mains croisées, ignorant le principe même de la solidarité et de la fraternité islamique. C'est pourquoi je tiens à remercier M. Musa Hitam, président de la fondation du WIEF, pour avoir réussi à mettre en place cette plateforme d'échange qui, depuis 2005, met en liaison des entreprises de pays islamiques en vue de trouver des solutions aux problèmes qui minent nos sociétés musulmanes. La fondation WIEF a pris conscience que l'implication du secteur privé dans le développement de nos pays constitue un passage obligé. Le secteur privé, nos entreprises, doivent constituer les instruments de nos gouvernements respectifs pour lutter contre la pauvreté et développer nos pays. Il faut reconnaître, et tout le monde reconnaît, que le secteur privé est le principal moteur de la croissance. Il nourrit et stimule la croissance dès lors qu'un certain nombre de facteurs se conjuguent pour offrir un environnement propice à son expansion. Chers participants, je suis venu à Sarawak, en Malaisie, avec une délégation composée de chefs d'entreprise, pour non seulement prouver l'importance que notre pays accorde au secteur privé, mais aussi remercier le pays qui nous a aujourd'hui accueillis, je vais dire, la Malaisie. Avant de clore mon propos, qu'il me soit permis de remercier le gouvernement et le peuple malaisien pour leur amour de toujours envers les Comores et les Comoriens. Les Comores et la Malaisie, comme d'ailleurs avec nombreux pays musulmans, entretiennent des relations historiques, fraternelles et amicales qui font que tout Comorien en terre malaisienne se sente chez lui. Vive la coopération internationale, que Dieu bénisse les pays musulmans. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Djaffar Ahmed Said Hassani, for sharing your perspective of what's happening in Comoros. His Excellency mentioned the importance of the private sector as the engine of growth, as well as his emphasis on the digital economy. Thank you, Your Excellency. It is an honor to have the presence of His Excellency Rustam Nurgaliyevich Minnikhanov, President of Tatarstan, Russian Federation. Tatarstan is an oil-rich and highly industrialized republic with an impressive aviation industry. It is not only the largest producer of helicopters in the world, but Kazan, its capital city, is rapidly becoming one of Russia's strongest technology hubs. It established a solid foundation for tech startups, acknowledging the significance of technology in the context of declining oil prices. May I now invite His Excellency Rustam Nurgaliyevich Minnikhanov to deliver his address in line with the theme of the 13th WIEF. Excellency.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Dear Mr. Prime Minister, dear organizers of the forum, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, please let me pass on the greetings and the best wishes to the WIEF from the President of Russian Federation, Mr. Vladimir Putin. I also would like to welcome you on behalf of the Republic of Tatarstan, one of the leading and industrially developed regions of Russian Federation. It's a great pleasure for me to note that, particularly in Malaysia in 2003, the President of Russia, Mr. Vladimir Putin, have announced about the wish of our country to join the Organization of Islamic Cooperation as an observer, noting that almost 20 million Muslims residing in Russia have the full right to feel themselves a part of the Muslim world community. By the order of the President of the Russian Federation, I am the head of the Group of Strategic Vision, Russia Islamic World. More than 50 experts are a part of this group from 32 countries. Among the major tasks of this group is the world cooperation of bringing closer Russia with Islamic world on the cultural basis, the establishment of the economic partnerships, expansion of mutual cooperation of the youth and public organizations. Also within the group we work on the promotion of the traditional values of the Muslim nations of Russia in order to fight the radical Islamic ideas in the societies. We annually host these meetings and we plan them. Then in 2018 it will be hosted in Saudi Arabia. As the chairman of the group, I would like to share with you on some thoughts with regards to the agenda of this forum. The modern world order, the system of international relations, is now going through difficult times. Fight against terrorism, migration and economic problems, conflicts between the states are quite painful for all of the Islamic world. We need to communicate and to create new institutes of sustainable development. We need to overcome old discrepancies and conflicts on secondary issues. We're all Muslims. At the same time, each nation has its own traditions. They should not be a reason for mistrust or even conflict. In Quran, it is said, "O people, you were created from a man and a woman. We have split you into nations and tribes so that you know each other." The Allah created the multiple of languages and nations, and it's a very deep meaning in it. We should respect traditions of each nation, and we should respect the path that each nation takes. In our opinion, today the Islamic world is not quite effective in terms of the usage of its economic potential and resources, being tied to the raw materials, making it unstable because of the fluctuations on oil and gas markets coming from the sales of direct sales of raw oil to its refining. That's the only way of strengthening the Muslim countries. A strong and well-educated Islam is not a threat to anyone. Vice versa, economically developed Muslim countries can really slow down the excess migration to Europe from Africa and Middle East, because they will themselves require more labor force and they will create effective social policies to do so. To come out from the developing countries, we only can do that by developing the modern technologies. We need to utilize the modern technologies. The best investment is the modern technologies, science and education. It's not a doubt that it's quite difficult to say, difficult to say of all Islamic countries coming out of the economic crisis, but in a number of countries there are good points for growth existing. One of such countries, undoubtedly, it is Malaysia. We learn a lot from them, and we take their advanced experience. I'm sure that jointly Russia and the Islamic world can achieve a lot for the successful development in the century 21. Russian Federation is a multinational country with a unique experience of positive interaction of the representatives of various nationalities and religions, construction of civilization, joining West and East, joining Europe and Asia. Islam is a bright element of the Russian cultural code. Close dialogue between various confessions, and the basis of which the common knowledge, common values, justice, striving for knowledge, love for the motherland forms the unity of the nations of the Russian Federation, and that is the key to successful functioning of our state. Support of the friendly relations with the Muslim countries is it's one of the top priorities of the external policies of our country. It's of the utmost importance that Russia has a long-lasting tradition of cooperating with the Islamic world in terms of politics, economic and education. Today our country continues with those traditions. We are working on the expansion of the economic ties on the national and on the regional level as well. The Republic of Tatarstan is one of the subjects of Russia where we have center where can be called the center of the Muslim population of Russian Federation. Our predecessors have voluntarily adopted Islam in 922. Today, this is our window to the world Islamic community. Our republic is one of the leading and industrially developed regions of Russian Federation. Republic of Tatarstan, we produce oil and we process oil and refine oil. Petrochemical production is widely developed. We produce vehicles, helicopters, airplanes, ships, and other types of machinery. We have 50% of export of our industrial goods, practically fully covering ourselves with the agricultural foodstuff. Special attention is paid to the innovative sector and innovative development. The Republic of Tatarstan, for the third year in a row, is the leader among Russian regions in the investment attractiveness climate, number one, third year in a row. We have the leading industrial special economic zone called Alabaga. In 2015, we have created a new special economic zone of the industrial and implementation type called Innopolis. Tatarstan universities and R&D centers traditionally have high ratings. Our technological parks and IT parks and the engineering centers are among the most effective in Russian Federation. We work on the development of nano and biotechnologies, production of composite materials, robotics and other areas. In many projects, international partners take part. The capital of our republic, the city of Kazan, we can call it a third capital, sports capital of Russia, and it's more than 1,000 years of age. 4 years ago we have hosted the World Universiade. 2 years ago we have hosted the FINA World Aquatics Championships. This year we have hosted the matches of Confederations Cup of FIFA. Next year we'll have the FIFA World Cup matches, and we invite our honored friends to Kazan to see the matches of the FIFA World Championships. In 2019, we'll be hosting World Skills 2019 in Kazan. Tatarstan is also interested in the sphere of culture and tourism. We have 3 objects included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. The first one is Kazan Kremlin, then also the ancient city of Volga, where Islam was adopted, and the town island of Sviyazd. We have a well-established, mutually beneficial economic relations in the economic and the cultural sphere with many Muslim countries. We are very successful in cooperating with OIC and Islamic Development Bank. Annually, we host the Economic Forum Kazan Summit, where we discuss the issues of strengthening of the ties of the Islamic world and Russia. With great pleasure, I invite you to the 10th anniversary Islamic Summit, which will be hosted on the 10th and 12th of May of 2018. I invite you. I wish all of the participants of the forum fruitful work and a pleasant stay at a very hospitable land of Malaysia. I thank you very much.
I'd like to thank the President of Tatarstan for his address and congratulate him for being the head of the Strategic Vision Group as a bridge between the Russian Federation and the Islamic world. This is a very interesting prospect for greater cooperation with the Muslim world. And we also take pride in the fact that Tatarstan is highly industrialized. Also, your strength in sports. You'll be hosting some of the matches, FIFA World Cup. Sadly, Malaysia will not be there because we are ranked 144 in the world. So maybe we should get some Kazan, Tatarstan footballers to help us improve in our world ranking. Thank you, Your Excellency. We are privileged to have the presence of Bapak Bambang Permadi Somantri Brojonegoro, Minister of National Development Planning, representing President Jokowi of Indonesia. Indonesia is our neighbor, and it is 5 times larger than Malaysia, enjoys a significant growth, e-commerce industry this year, and technology has become a major contributor to Indonesia's economy. Moreover, the on-demand services in Indonesia have converted what was considered unconventional, such as ride-sharing, into people's daily routine. I hope His Excellency Bapak Bambang can present Indonesia's views on the changing dynamics in global business today due to disruptive change and how Indonesia is embracing its impact for the benefit of its people. Bapak Bambang, silakan.
Excellency Datuk Patinggi Muhammad Najib Tun Abdul Razak, Prime Minister of Malaysia and Patron of World Islamic Economic Forum, Excellencies, Head of State and Government, Excellency Datuk Patinggi Abang Haji Abdurrahman Zohari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Chief Minister of Sarawak, Excellency Tun Musa Hitam, Chairman of the World Islamic Economic Forum Foundation, Honourable Ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning to all of you. First of all, let us praise and thank Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, God Almighty, the most gracious and the most merciful, for only with his blessing that we may gather together at this important event, the 13th World Islamic Economic Forum. I would like to convey the message from the President of Republic Indonesia for not being able to attend this forum due to a tight domestic schedule. It is a great pleasure for me to be in Kuching, and I'm delighted to see so many distinguished guests and leaders here with us today. In this opportunity, I wish to extend my respect to Excellency Prime Minister of Malaysia, Datuk Patinggi Mohamed Najib Tun Abdul Razak, and the Government of Malaysia for organizing this forum with the timely topic of disruptive change, impact and challenges, and also for Malaysia's continuing support of the World Islamic Economic Forum. After several years of marked weakness, global growth is firming with growth of 3.7% in 2017. Signs of recovery in manufacturing, picking up in the global trade, and raising of global finance conditions have contributed to an improvement in confidence. Global growth is projected to strengthen in the coming years. However, there are still risks to this global economic outlook, including increasing trade protectionism, growing economic inequality, economic policy uncertainty, and the possibility of financial market disruptions and weaker potential growth over the long term. As the largest economy in Southeast Asia and one of the emerging market economies of the world, Indonesia continues to showcase good economic performance. The total GDP of Indonesia in 2016, for instance, reached $932 billion, increased by $71 billion from 2015. Not only being politically stable and one of the biggest markets in the world, with its 250 million inhabitants, in which 85% are Muslims, Indonesia's economic progress has been supported by good policy. As an example, in order to support economic development and growth, the Indonesian government has issued 16 economic policy packages to create a conducive investment climate. The latest policy package was issued back in August 2017 and focusing on the simplification of business licensing process. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, to accelerate economic growth in the middle of numerous global challenges, it is vital for economies to constantly search for new area of growth. There is rapidly increased interest in Islamic finance from countries with a Muslim majority population as well as international financial hubs. Not only it is receiving more recognition as a model for ethical, socially responsible, and sustainable investment, Islamic finance is seen as a more secure approach for the world's financial system. In 2015, the global Islamic finance sector has around $2 trillion in assets, in which these assets are expected to grow to $3.5 trillion by 2021. As the country with the biggest Muslim population, it would be natural for Indonesia to utilize the potential of Islamic finance to support national economic development. The Islamic finance industry in Indonesia has existed over 2 decades with around 34 Syariah banks, 58 takaful operators, 7 Syariah venture capital, Syariah pawn shops, and more than 5,000 Syariah microfinance institutions with over 23 million clients, making Indonesia the country with the largest number of Syariah financial institutions and clients in any single market. The Islamic finance market share has also increased quite rapidly in recent years. Indonesia's Islamic finance sector has also achieved several milestones, including issuing the world's first retail sukuk since 2009 and developed the world's first Syariah online trading system in the capital market. Recently, in 2016, our President received the Global Islamic Finance Leadership Award in the Global Islamic Finance Award event as a token of appreciation for the effort of the country in developing its Islamic finance industries. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in the last several years, Indonesia has steadily emerged as one of the global leaders in the Islamic capital market. Sukuk has been one of the main instruments in financing national development. The issuance of project financing sukuk, for instance, started since 2013 with a value about $60 million and continually growing to reach approximately $1.2 billion by this year. These sukuk were aimed at financing several projects related to economic infrastructure, such as railways, railroad, bridges, as well as social infrastructure, such as Islamic school facilities and Hajj dormitories. These infrastructures are expected to boost economic activities and fulfill social public services. In addition, Indonesia is currently the biggest issuer of international sovereign sukuk with market share around 19%. Furthermore, to address the issue of increasing economic inequality, Indonesia is currently looking into utilizing Islamic social funds, particularly zakat and WIEF. These social funds can be synchronized with development programs which aim to alleviate poverty and reduce income gap. In 2016, the government of Indonesia and related stakeholders signed a memorandum of understanding on the use of zakat to support basic infrastructure projects, specifically related to clean water and sanitation for the public. To contribute further to world Islamic finance for the benefit of all, Indonesia has launched Zakat Core Principles at the World Humanitarian Summit of United Nations in Istanbul back in 2016. It contains 18 principles governing 6 main aspects of zakat management, such as institutional law, oversight, governance, risk management, intermediaries, and Sharia governance. Indonesia also possesses a huge potential for the utilization of WIEF for the benefit of societies, especially with the 4.3 billion meter square of WIEF lands located all over the archipelago. These WIEF lands hold great potential to be developed into productive assets such as hospitals, traditional markets, and other productive activities. Several initiatives to utilize these WIEF lands have already started, such as development of office building, health facilities, and refugees shelter. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, not only the global Islamic finance rapidly growing, Islamic economy also continues to evolve, driven by the young Muslim population who assert their values and require companies to provide products and services that meet their faith-based needs. According to recent reports, Muslim consumer spending in food and lifestyle estimated to be worth 1.9 trillion US dollar in 2015 and set to reach 3 trillion US dollar in 2021, confirming the optimistic future prospect of Islamic economy. Indonesia has always been one of the countries with the biggest consumer of halal products. In halal food, for example, the total expenditure of Indonesians reached 154.9 billion US dollar in 2015. While in other sectors such as modest fashion, cosmetics, medicine, and tourism, Indonesia is part of the top 5 countries with the biggest expenditure globally. The government of Indonesia, with relevant stakeholders, has recently started in developing strategies to accelerate the growth of Islamic economy, particularly halal lifestyle industry. In the near future, we are aiming to not only become a potential market for halal products, but also stand as the global center for halal industry. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, for the past several years, the world has undergone transformation in business models, organization of manpower, and leadership impacted by disruptive financial technologies, also known as fintech, which have triggered the rise of digital economy. Recent reports noted that fintech products have the potential to attract 150 million customers to the Islamic banking sector by 2021. Not only will fintech increase the influx of customers to Islamic financial institutions, but it also can boost the volume of investable assets. Other recent reports have stated that the volume of collective funding generated through fintech could reach 90 billion US dollar by 2020, with the software and data market projected to hit $92 billion in 2026. The fintech industry in Indonesia has grown positively in the last few years, in which there are currently 184 fintech companies. From this total, around 42% are payment-based fintech companies, 18% are loan-based, and others are aggregators and crowdfundings. During the 2017, the value of transaction of Indonesia's fintech industry reached around 18.65 billion US dollar. Although digital disruption is often viewed negatively, it presents many opportunities. We need to embrace this disruption and identify the best way to harness these technologies to support our economies. Financial technology can support the development of halal industry by providing financial services to enterprises for business loans and consumers for payment facilities, as well as fulfill the needs of efficiency and effectiveness. Financial technology can also increase financial institution outreach by accommodating financial services in rural areas, especially since the majority of Indonesia's Islamic banks are concentrated in the cities. Therefore, we must learn to adapt to changes and prepare ourselves not only to keep pace with the trends, but also to take swift advantage of the outcomes. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, to support our national economic development, Indonesia aims to take advantage of its huge Islamic economic potential. To boost the growth of Islamic finance and Islamic economy, the government has issued several affirmative policies. In 2016, at the 12th World Islamic Economic Forum in Jakarta, we launched the Master Plan for Indonesian Islamic Finance Architecture. The Master Plan contains clearly defined strategies, action plans, and targets to develop Islamic finance in banking, capital markets, non-bank financial institutions, and religious social funds by focusing on a top-down approach to the development and utilization of the Islamic financial system, in contrary to the current bottom-up nature of development of the industry. The Master Plan will be instrumental in supporting the further development and accelerating the growth of Indonesian Islamic finance industry in terms of volume, function, and market share. Moreover, to facilitate and oversee the implementation of the Master Plan, based on Presidential Decree number 91, 2016, the government has established the National Islamic Finance Committee, or known as KNKS. KNKS is a cross-ministerial or agencies body directly led by the President and Vice President of Indonesia. The committee will enable better coordination as well as encourage harmonization of policies to accelerate, expand, and promote development of Islamic finance and economy in order to support the national economic development. This approach was chosen based on international best practices in the development of Islamic finance and Islamic economy. The growth of Islamic finance, Islamic economy cannot depend solely on market power, but it needs to be complemented with the government support. We look forward to opportunities to collaborate with other jurisdictions as well as industry and academia to expand international connectivity, strengthen talent capability, and grow the global Islamic finance and Islamic economy for the betterment of societies. In closing, I encourage all delegates and participants from various countries and stakeholders to share their views and information on how universal values of Islamic principle can inspire economic practices and can bring many advantages to the society. I'm glad to see that the 13th World Islamic Economic Forum will focus on vital topics relating renewable energy, women entrepreneurship, leadership, as well as technological innovation in agriculture, medicine, and education, which hopefully will enable business and economies to find ways to remain adaptive in the current economic situation. Finally, I do hope you enjoy the forum, and I hope we will have a productive and fruitful discussion and activities during this event. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Excellency, for letting us know the extensive development that's taking place in Indonesia with respect to Islamic economy and Islamic finance. I also like to thank His Excellency Bambang Brojonegoro for all the help he gave in making the last WIEF in Jakarta such a resounding success. I would also like to recognize the presence of 111 participants from Indonesia at this WIEF forum. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, IDB has been fostering economic development and social progress by financing projects in member countries. Since more than a decade ago, IDB have been part of a few initiatives that support the development of science and technology in member countries. It does so by assisting in building physical facilities, as well as infrastructure, exchange of knowledge, as well as collaboration and financing research, as well as development projects by selected centers of excellence. May I now invite His Excellency Dr. Mohamed Nouri Juini, Vice President of IDB, to share how IDB can assist OIC countries to develop science-based human capital that will increase new business opportunities in emerging economies. Excellency, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. Your Excellency, Datuk Sri Mohamed Najib, Prime Minister of Malaysia, Excellencies, Prime Minister of Kingdom of Morocco, Vice President of the Comoros Unions, President of Tatarstan, the Honourable Chairman of WIEF, Excellency, the Chief Minister of Sarawak, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Islamic Development Bank and its President, Dr. Bandar Al-Hajjar, I extend my warm congratulations to the government of Sarawak and to the World Islamic Economic Foundation for successfully organizing this forum. I want also to thank the authorities and the people of Sarawak for their gracious hospitality. Over the past 13 years, the World Islamic Economic Forum has emerged as an important event in the business landscape and an excellent platform for knowledge sharing and discussion on critical development issues and for seeking and building business and institutional partnerships. I am here to demonstrate the genuine engagement of the Islamic Development Bank Group with the World Islamic Economic Forum and our commitment to supporting its goal to become even more effective and relevant to the needs of and the expectations of business and citizens in our countries, and recognized as such by everyone. As the Honourable Tun Musa Hitam has well indicated to the President of IDB Group when he visited the bank in last October. We look forward to working with the WIEF in a true partnership mode toward the achievement of this goal and on advancing our purposes. To all of you, the participants of this forum, from the private sector, the civil society, the media, the public sector, and the academia, I want to say that the IDB Group also wants to work with you and to engage with you in a joint endeavor and ultimately as partners on actions and activities in a number of areas. I can name growth, employment, education, innovation, poverty, ecological transition, health, women, capacity building, and business development, among other interesting areas. This goes in line with the bank's new vision to be not only a bank of development, but to become also a bank of developers, for which we are undertaking a major transformation in our organization at the headquarters as well as in our regional representations. That is why I consider the theme of this year very timely, particularly for us. The world is experiencing perpetual change indeed, driven by the huge progress of science and technology. Spectacular advances in digitization, artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and other new technologies are indeed speeding up the transition to new models and modes of functioning and of behavior. This accelerated transformation is expected to cause disruption to business and economic models over the next coming years, with a magnitude of change and impact even greater to what resulted from the development of physics in the 20th century. Navigating this new industrial revolution will spark unprecedented challenges and opportunities for policymakers, business leaders, and others. In this respect, we need to think about new ways of doing business, entailing being closer to the aspirations of our citizens and our communities. We need to innovate and provide concrete solutions, including knowledge products to address emerging development challenges. We also need to reshape our partnerships and extend them to include citizens, particularly women and youth. To this end, we want to mobilize our strategic partners, including the WIEF, to explore the ways and means of becoming more instrumental and impactful in guiding our economies to embrace this change. At the IDB level, we have taken up the challenge of being more inclusive and results-oriented through the President's 5-year program. As I mentioned earlier, with this new approach, the bank is going through a transformative process from a development bank to a bank of development and developers. This entails affording communities in member countries, as well as Muslim communities in non-member countries, the opportunity to participate in IDB's programs and projects. These developers are the real agents in their societies. Let me share with you some of what we are doing or intending to do so that you will see that there is indeed real opportunities for collaborating with us. Capacity development is one of the main priority areas of our reform agenda. We will expand capacity building initiatives at the level of individuals, as well as institutions, and will focus on benefiting from our development partners as a source of knowledge, skills, and practical experiences. For instance, the bank will invest in bringing together experts in the field of Islamic finance to innovate and to develop new products and tools, and to disseminate best practices in this field. The bank will also develop what we called innovators hubs. By partnering with startups, experts, consulting firms and associations, public and private institutions in its core strategic sectors of intervention. In areas such as health, education, energy, finance, and agriculture, developed institutions are not expected to just provide finance, but also promoting local talents, sharing knowledge, and achieving sustainable development of citizens and private sectors. We like to see science, technology, and innovation as an opportunity to leapfrog some critical transformation in order to accelerate growth and foster inclusive social development in our member countries. The IDB has already taken many practical steps to support science and technology in its member countries. The latest in this regard is the establishment of a $500 million US Science and Technology and Innovation Fund, which aims to finance scientific innovations in member countries and support scientific applications in development projects. Furthermore, the bank has been supporting scientific and technological development in 3 distinct ways: assisting in the building of physical facilities and infrastructure, forging collaboration and exchange of knowledge, and financing research and development projects at the designated centers of excellence. In addition, we have been working to facilitate innovation exchanges through the reverse linkage program. This key initiative is a tripartite South-South approach, which involves the transfer of innovative knowledge, solutions, and experiences between 2 member countries, with the bank acting as the connector and as a catalyst. Notwithstanding the positive dynamics accompanied these initiatives, we may not succeed in elevating our member countries' performance in the field of technology and innovation without improving the quality of our education systems. IDB has accorded high priority to provision of quality education in member countries by focusing its interventions on higher education, on science and mathematics education for technological advancement, science and technology research, and vocational training to enhance youth employability. In total, IDB's investment in the education sector has reached $4.4 billion US across more than 1,600 operations, which benefited all education levels and subsectors. But we believe we can improve our action by engaging all stakeholders, including citizens and the private sector, in these vital areas, but also by encouraging and incentivizing enrollment into sciences and engineering programs, and by supporting and funding research institutions and institutions of higher education, and by facilitating linkages between the science and education centers and businesses. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Muslim world was the cradle of higher education and innovation. We should endeavor to revive this tradition of excellence, focusing more on knowledge, science, technology, and innovation, which is key to meeting the challenges of the new industrial revolution. In closing, I wish to thank again the Prime Minister, the people of Sarawak and of Malaysia, and the World Islamic Economic Foundation for inviting IDB Group to this important forum, and I wish the forum a success in its entire dimension: knowledge, business, and partnership. Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank Dr. Muhammad Nouri, Vice President of IDB, for his address. Dr. Muhammad Nouri emphasized on the importance of education, science, technology, and innovation. These are the prerequisites to cope with the fourth industrial revolution and the disruptive change that we are all undergoing. Thank you, Excellency. We have come to the end of our morning session. I'd like once again to thank all leaders for their interventions, for their addresses. I think all of us have benefited immensely from the information and knowledge that they have presented to us at this morning's session. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in congratulating all the leaders for their wonderful intervention, and I hope that the rest of the forum proceeds smoothly, and we will benefit from being participants at this forum. I now hand over to the MC to conduct the rest of the session.
Thank you very much, the Honourable Datuk Patinggi, for moderating the special addresses by leaders session. We will now commence with our group photo opportunity.
And I shall now invite the Honourable Datuk Patinggi Mohamed Najib Tuan Abdul Razak, the Honourable Datuk Patinggi Dr. Abang Haji Rahman Zohari, Menteri Datuk Abang Openg, His Excellency Dr. Saad Eddine Al-Othmani, His Excellency Djaffar Ahmed Said Hassani,
His Excellency Rustam Nurgaliyevich Minnikhanov, His Excellency Professor Bambang Permadi Somantri Brodjonegoro, His Excellency Dr. Muhammad Joini, and the Honourable Tun Musa Hitam to centre stage for the group photo op. All right, let's try and get everyone to focus in the center first, where the media photographers and videographers are at the back end of our hall. So let's focus on that first. All right. Thank you so much. This concludes the opening session of the WIEF, and with that I'd like to announce the departure of the leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of the opening ceremony.
And we would like to ask for members of the audience to remain seated before we all adjourn to lunch. Also, if you have not done so, please download the official 13 WIEF app, which contains information and updates throughout the forum. So I'd like to request once again all the members of the audience to remain seated before we all adjourn to lunch. And may we all have a productive day and fruitful discussions throughout the 3-day forum. Thank you. My name is Zaki Zaidi.
And I'm Daphne Iking, wishing you all a pleasant day ahead.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam mesra.